You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris, brought to you by Sioux Falls Fireworks.org as he scoots in the studio at the very last second.
I'm in hurry-up mode here.
I thought we were going to forget all about you here today. How you doing, sir?
Doing okay. Happy Monday right there in your face.
Yeah, it is.
Right in your
we're
face.
halfway through the month already.
What is going on here? Courtney Cox, who she's just peachy. Believe it or not, she's 55.
Oh, wow.
55 today, and I watched, I don't even know, I tripped across it, watched an old 80-something Bruce Springsteen video.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. He's in concert and pulls an unknown Courtney Cox out of the audience and dances with, dances. She looked about 14.
She probably was.
In that video. Let's see. Chinese leader for life, madman all around, whatever. Xing Jinping.
Birthday today?
What's that? Z?
I have no idea.
Way too many consonants, but he's 66.
Happy birthday over there.
O'Shea Jackson is 50 today for $1 million. Smalls. Who do we know O'Shea Jackson as? O'Shea Jackson, birth name. But his stage name or celebrity name, whatever.
I don't know.
Come on.
Jermaine?
No.
Tito.
It's Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
What else would it be?
Even close.
I wasn't even close.
I was going to say
Ice
O.J.
Cube.
Simpson.
I like Ice Cube.
O'Shea, OJ, I don't know.
I loved him in those 21 Jump Street movies where he was like the sergeant or something. Yeah, he's just kind of fun guy. Anyway, he's 50 today. And what?
He's fitty.
Wow, street cred, Heidi. Nice job.
Thank you.
We're talking about women down through history. Historical day, huge day for women across the ages. Was 1871. Phoebe Cousins becomes the first woman graduate of a U.S. collegiate law school.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first bona fide legal degree, law degree, lawyer degree. First woman in 1871. She was really good at it because she could remind guys what they'd done years ago. She forgot nothing.
Wow.
1876, just 5 years later, Sarah Spencer becomes the first woman to address a U.S. presidential convention.
Nice. What'd she say?
Yep. Actually, and
What'd she say?
was Republican. She reminded them all of things they had done years ago.
I've got 19 emails just during this one break, Dan.
It was 1908, the World Congress for Women's Rights.
Oh, no.
Fired up in Amsterdam, and not a single sandwich was made.
I knew that was coming. His name is Dan Farris, Farris, for those complaint letters. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by SiouxFallsFireworks.org.
If you have a credit card, we'd like to help you make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to bettercreditcards.com to see if we can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. If you don't have a credit card right now, you can check us out too at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
How to do there, Smalls there, my favorite couple of whole darn world. Jim, you're looking good. Brianne's fantastic. Heidi. Seems to me, just an observation here, Heidi. You ever been to Russia? Because you're rushing my heart rate right now. I don't know who writes this stuff, but Lord, I wish they'd stop. Let's talk about mating rituals, shall we? We were doing that a couple weeks ago. It was very popular, and I've gotten a lot of communication since then from little radio rangers wanting to learn a little more about this, that, and the other thing, and the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees. Well, I got you covered. Things are getting real warm out, so let's talk about penguins.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Stay on task here. Basically, there are two species of penguins, or possibly a lot more than that, depending on who you ask. But I just want to focus on the king penguin and the Gentoo or Gentoo penguin, depending on who you ask. Now, the males of the two species have very unique ways of attracting and bonding with the ladies.
Okay.
In fact, the male king penguin, believe it or not, indulges its partner by singing long songs. Generally, selections from Barry White, Barry Manilow, or Boyz II Men.
Very good.
Now, the Gentoo, or Gentoo, depending on who you ask, male penguin labors mightily, bringing his chosen lady pebbles. Lots of pebbles.
How sweet.
Dropping those pebbles one at a time at the lady penguin's feet until the female thinks enough pebbles have been given for her to engage in the mating ceremony.
Oh, my goodness.
Penguin scientists refer to this behavior as prostitution. That's all the time we have today, little radio rangers. I hope you learned something. I know I did. Do keep in mind, as always, what doesn't kill you generally makes you stronger, except for bears and murder hornets. Those will kill you every time. This is Ranger Dan out. Say it with me.
Yes, sir.
Each month you have these things called bills. They have to be paid. It's part of being an adult, not the fun part, but it's important. So if you can find a way to cut some of these expenses, it makes that bill day a little better. At InsuranceChicken.com, we'd like to help. Our site allows you to see what several different companies have to offer, all in one place. Check out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Water Cooler Talk with Mr. Dan Farris, brought to you by SiouxFallsFireworks.org. What in the world was that?
I had an itch. We were talking about dogs off the air, and I started doing a little dog thing.
Should I get you a flea collar?
Here we go. Man, what is going on? You know, just trying to keep abreast of the news and what's happening, of course, in Sioux Falls and areas beyond across the great state of South Dakota. What is still going on? What has been canceled? What has been postponed? What has been rescheduled? What are we doing? Where are we going? But one of the big questions is, hey, man, is the Sturgis rally going to happen?
Right.
The answer is, yep.
Good.
And here's the thing, even if they didn't have it, people would still go.
And I'm glad you brought that up because it's really an interesting dynamic in how this works. Because the question was, well, it looked like, you know, like the Sturgis, whatever, city council, whatever, the people are going to take a vote on it. But that is not how it works in Sturgis. So now riders going to show up for will be the 80th anniversary of the event. And, of course, one of the crown jewels for the South Dakota summer. But this does get a little murky. The Sturgis City Council decides to have a vote, which is actually today, to give the official go-ahead. Apparently, it doesn't really matter what they want to do.
Yeah.
So don't worry, even if the Sturgis City Council says, yeah, we're not doing it, according to an official Buffalo Chip press release, quote, no one owns the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. The Sturgis Motorcycle Rally has been an event built by bikers for bikers.
Yeah.
And as long as riders want to come, the 80th Sturgis Rally is on.
That's right.
The Black
Agreed.
Hills region and the countless area businesses will be hosting the event just as they have for the past 79 years.
Good.
Yeah.
Love it.
So all the major campgrounds are already on board.
And here's the good news.
50 plus businesses are already on
Yep,
board.
that's
So
fantastic.
again, it's interesting. So even if this council goes, no, it's still, yeah.
Yeah.
so it's just
what-
kind of weird.
What is the council? Do they pay for the thing? No, they don't.
No.
What is their role in
No,
this?
that's
Well,
exactly
normally
right.
a city council, like Sioux Falls City Council, they vote on things along with the mayor, and they can do this or that. But apparently, they don't have jurisdiction over this.
Rally. Yeah.
I guess
A lot of the stuff that they do doesn't even happen in the city limits of Sturgis. So it's
yeah,
all
yeah.
around. It's the whole Black
Right.
Hills.
Oh, yeah, for
I
sure.
know the drill. It's just
Yeah.
an interesting take on it. Of course, you know the Rona, the
Guess
pandemic.
we'll
is,
find out if the city council is on board or not.
Well, it doesn't matter if they are or not.
But I'm just saying, we'll
I
find
think
out.
I think they probably better.
Well, my
just
guess isn't just
get on
because of the dollars involved.
Oh,
in
my
the
gosh, yeah, it would
influx
be-
that
yes.
happens. If I'm on the Sturgis City Council, I'm going,
Yeah, we're having that.
I'm not stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to get reelected, so
I just thought that was an interesting take. I didn't look at it that way until I read this piece. I'm going,
cool.
That makes perfect sense. And again, everybody on motorcycles at campgrounds and everything else, it's not like they're all condensed inside in a building, so it's a little different deal. So
right.
It's very good.
We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see what attendance is this year. So
yeah, it will be. Dan, thank you for that report.
My pleasure.
Coming up, we've got some good news to get to. It's a thing called the Bright Spot of News, brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom in Sioux Falls on Lake Lorraine. 2020 has become quite an interesting year.
Many people have been cooped up for way too long.
We're excited to join hundreds of friends for a fun time in Cancun this October.
Hear awesome music from Belinda Carlisle, Cheap Trick, Billy Idol, and many more.
The seance is at the end of October, and we are ready for a vacation. I hope you will join us.
We've been to this event for many years, and it is so much fun.
Get more information and reserve your spot at radiotravelgroup.com.
That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Time now for a Bright Spot of News, brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine and Sioux Falls. And our Bright Spot of News, this is maybe good news, but for others, maybe, I don't know if it's good news, but for me, certainly good news. Here's a new survey that came out. It says 75% of New York single women say they want a man with a COVID dad body after the quarantine.
What does that mean?
What does
It says
that mean?
all the single ladies want a man with a little extra love. They don't want the chiseled, hardened six-pack.
No, it deals me out.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if this translates the same here in the good old Midwest U.S.
She's
of A.
laughing a little too loud and long.
It really is.
Man, hurtful.
I know. But I'll read this word for word for you, because they reached out wanting to do an interview, and I'm not going to do an interview. But it says, and the reason I got this, again, it's from New York. Our syndicated show is on a station in New York, so
Sure.
I get stuff from them thinking that we're there, and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not there, and I don't care. But this just really struck me as interesting. 75% of single women in New York City during this survey said they want a man with a dad bod. The survey was conducted in June of 2020, so this month. COVID-19 restrictions
Interesting.
are being lifted. Men across the country are finding their clothes are a little tighter than they were before the pandemic. Women say they like what they're seeing. According to the survey, which asked women to choose a washboard abs gentleman or a beer belly gentleman, women said the man who fit the dad bod description was more in their mind of dreamy. And it says here they said a man who does not worry about maintaining a sculpted physique, because I think part of that is then there's like this expectation on your part. Because I know
That's what
somebody,
I was just going to say, actually. They're probably a little more comfortable because they've put on weight during this whole thing, too. And
like, oh, you got a
for
six
somebody
pack.
who's not perfect himself, he doesn't have any room to talk.
I am not buying this hook, line, and sinker.
Well,
Yeah, I think that's probably the reasoning behind
And the other thing is maybe they're going, well, I want to appear sensitive. I don't want to say it's all about that. So maybe that's the other part of it. But women say the look is an indicator of confidence, a trait that single women desire in a man. Relationship expert and matchmaker Maureen Tara Nelson is available to discuss this with us if we'd like to call her. So
now
I'm
that
not
I
quite
think
sure.
back on it, if I had a dime for every time someone I was dating would look at me and say, man, why can't you just be kind of dumpy and lazy?
I
Well, my bad.
I never have that. I exceed those expectations. So anyway, how in the world did this become our good news? Because I think no, seriously. I'm going to, like you, Dan, I'm going to connect the dots here. Think about how many people out there during the COVID-19 pandemic put on a couple of pounds, and they were self-conscious. They were really concerned. They're like, boy, I don't know if I can leave my house right now because, boy, I don't know what people are going to think. Well, men and maybe ladies, I don't know. They didn't ask guys. I don't know why. They should have. But guys, if you
The
put
answers
on,
would probably be a little different from the
if you
guys.
put on a couple of pounds, it's okay. Maybe
correct-
you'll end up
no.
with more dates anyway.
Correct answer is what's in your heart, what's in your soul.
I agree, Dan.
And the eyes may be the window to the soul, but let us not forget the ears are the ventilator shaft to the liver.
I don't think that's accurate. So I do appreciate it, though.
Ephesians 13:12.
No, it's not. That is not. That is not accurate at all.
I believe that's Old Testament.
No, don't. Why do I let the two of you become a part of this? This is supposed to be our good news, guys. Come on, pretend
That was awesome.
professional and stuff.
I'm pretty happy right now.
I want people to think this program is professional. The bright spot of news comes your way courtesy of Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls.
Small businesses are the heart of our community. As things get back to normal, I hope you'll go out of your way to do business with locally owned businesses in your area. We've been so pleased with the response of our gift card challenge that we're gonna keep this going. If you can, buy an extra gift card. You can use it yourself or give it to someone who needs a little help right now. When you buy a gift card, remember to post a photo on social media with hashtag giftcardchallenge. Learn more at giftcardchallenge.org.
Time now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Come on, snap 'em if you got 'em. Mentioned last week because I thought this was kind of cool. Garth Brooks is doing, well, seriously, I mean, it sounds like it's probably going to be a huge deal.
A lot of folks excited.
Doing a live concert that has to do with 300 drive-in movie theaters across America.
That's cool.
That's a great idea.
The show is happening June 27th, and that is a Saturday night.
We talked about this last week, I think.
We did, but at that time they hadn't posted where some stuff was trickling in. Like I saw that Cincinnati's got some, it's going to be there, and a few other places. But locally here, I was going, where is this? Where is this? As far as I know, right now, actually, this will be happening at the Vern Drive-In Theater. The Vern, not the Laverne. It's the Vern.
We should get, because it's $100 a carload, right?
It's $100 a car, truck, whatever.
So if we got a really big car, like a 15 passenger, and then maybe meet across the street with a bunch of cars, and then squeeze the rest of them unsafely into that and drive across the road, we could get in.
I would guess they're going to be keeping things pretty tight because, again, my guess is this is going to sell out.
Can we get an RV?
I went to the Vern Drive-In Theater website, and there's no mention of it on there. However, showing right now at the Vern on Highway 75 on South Niss Avenue.
Is it Finding Nemo?
It is not. It's Call the Wild with Harrison Ford and a computer-generated dog.
They should have had Finding Nemo.
Onward, which involves cartoon elves doing elf stuff, apparently. So, yeah, that's what I know so far about that show. Now, tickets go on sale this Friday, Ticketmaster, the 19th.
Oh, really?
They go on, yes, so you have to buy your tickets online and ahead of time. And that show is on June 27th, Saturday the 27th, and that's what I know.
So this Friday, tickets go on sale.
Correct.
Next Saturday is the show. So, wow, that's sneaking right up.
That's coming up quick. Yeah, that's a quick turnaround.
It doesn't take long for Garth Brooks to sell tickets, so it's not like he's going to be... I need all the time I can get. No, it'll be sold out right away. So, very good.
Alrighty.
Well, Dan, thank you for that update, sir.
Sure thing.
And if people do want to go to that, we should try to line up some sort of little meetup and everybody squeeze into an RV. No?
They aren't going to let an RV in, John.
Why not?
No, they just won't. No.
Okay.
No.
Well,
this is a car.
I'll come up with a new plan. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by Sioux Falls Fireworks.org.
If you have a credit card, we'd like to help you make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to bettercreditcards.com to see if we can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. If you don't have a credit card right now, you can check us out too at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Monday, the 15th of June. The equities market went on a wild ride on Friday, beginning the day up more than 3%, only to post losses and then gains later in the day. The volatility was driven by a combination of factors that amount to one thing in the eyes of the market technicians. The market is scared and ready to fall on bad news. But there are still plenty of buyers ready to scoop up cheap stocks. The adage buy on the dips aptly describes the market at the tail end of last week. This week, investors will be faced with another round of potentially bad news. Along with a slew of economic reports, the first major earnings report of the second quarter cycle is due to be released. Oracle, a blue chip in the tech world, is expected to post revenue and earnings roughly in line with the previous. On the economic front, May retail sales, the Home Builders Index, and the Index of Lending Indicators are all sure to move the market. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com.